So I just come back from the obstetrician, I think that's how we say it. And yeah, it went really well actually. I saw the twin specialist today, and yeah, it actually was good. I felt very heard. She explained like the process of twins and how it all works. And basically it's like 3 more scans than a singleton pregnancy, which means 3 more scans and then 3 more consultations after the scan. So every scan you have to get the consultant to sort of go over everything and explain everything. She said all about the risks, everything they look out for, and yeah, she definitely did. It was like she was talking as if it's an induction. Like it was like I could feel the assumption of, because she mentioned something about we'll decide close to the time when the good time is for the babies to come. And I did kind of laugh at that point. I was like, oh, the babies, oh, I hope that the babies will come when they're ready to come. Like, does that mean, like, are you talking naturally or like induction? She was like, oh no, induction. And I was like, and then she was like, what, you don't want induction? I said, no. And it's just so funny how like they just assume, I guess that's the thing, like, which is fine because it's the system, they're protecting themselves, I get it. But it was a discussion David and I had on the way home about how it felt like I just know that not many mums, I'm not saying no mums, because I know some mums are like me that are just, more in that responsibility of their birth and their bodies and, their alignment with it, to ask their options, to know they have options, right? I feel like so many mums, just because they don't know anything and they don't have any responsibility, or they don't think they need the responsibility because they give it all over to the system, to the NHS, or to the specialists or whoever it is, like the midwives, I don't know, the whole system basically, that it's like you kind of just have to do what they say. Because if I went in there without the education I've learned and what I've learned and everything like that, you would just have to go along with it, right? Because you wouldn't know any different. But this is the power of showing a different way, and to actually, I don't know, I might inspire some mums. I probably have mums, I have had other people, I don't know if I'm covering the speaker there. Oh, hello. I don't know, I've had other mums be like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't, everyone's got their own opinion and everyone is entitled to their opinion, like I say. But if this can inspire mums to just know they have a choice and to question things, that's all that matters. Like, I feel like from how she was speaking, like no one questions it. So I was glad that I could go, she could see my face, and I said, well, I would like, if all is okay, I would like my body to go into labour naturally, because I know about all the hormones of the natural birthing process and how when the babies are ready and your body's ready, it will go into natural labour. It produces hormones that make the birth a lot less traumatic. And it's a natural experience. There shouldn't be a medical intervention experience. Like, we've given our power away, like as women, this is something that's like every single woman on this earth does. It's like, it shouldn't be a medical thing unless it's an emergency. I am not against emergencies, and if anyone wanted to comment, I don't know if people were commenting about, you're silly to want a home birth, and I made it very clear to her, I was like, look, ideally, if every check goes well and the head's in the right position, because she was also saying about like the head, the twin one needs to be head down, otherwise it is more risk. Absolutely. If twin one's not coming right, twin two's not coming right, I'm not going to put myself through that trauma. Like, I know I'm not. And I said, I went in there and I was like, you know what, intuitively in my body, I'm like, I'm all or nothing. I'm either having a home birth and everything's going smoothly, as in like up until the home birth, right, up until the natural labour, as long as it goes, I'm full term, 37 weeks, and I go into natural labour and all goes well, it will be at home. But if there's complications or I'm preterm, I'm like cesarean. I'm like, I'll go one way or the other. I said to her, please can you just note, because she says she notes like what the discussions we've had today and stuff, she notes it all down, and discuss it was about discussing the birth options, just so she knows where my head's at. But once she realised that I said I'm an alternative health coach, and I've done a lot of work on my trauma, and I know about the long-term effects of trauma, fear, based decisions, uncertainty, all of this traumatic things that happen in childbirth, I said that baby safety is one, but second one is to avoid trauma. Like anything that's intervention that's like really unnecessary and people putting their fear into things, like I just said, like, this is a huge one for me, because that's my right to be able to give myself the birth that I know I deserve, the babies deserve, if there's no complications. If there's complications and they're preterm and there's the baby's not in the right position, and then they're looking at, because there's so many things, there's so many risks. And I said, yes, if any of them arise, you know, nearer the time, I'm not stupid. If there's real risk and they say, look, baby's not in the right position, this is happening, that's happening, you're not qualified here, this is not looking great, Lauren, I'll be like, book me in for a C-section. Just do it, book me in, I fully surrender. And I said, if these babies want to come C-section, they're going to come C-section. If these babies want to come naturally at home, absolutely, I'm going to give that to them. But I'm letting the babies decide, basically, and my body decide. I'm letting that. I'm not, I know what other people, because I hear people's opinions and I get it, but I'm not doing it because I want it like that. Like, of course I would like a home birth, but I'm not going to be like stupid and be like, right, I'm having a home birth when all of these risks are at present and I haven't passed any of these tests, the baby's the wrong way, this happened, this is happening. I'm not going to put myself in danger. I'm not going to put these babies in danger. I'm not silly. But it's that whole, I'm trusting the process. Like, I'm trusting what God wants. I'm trusting what my body wants, and I'm trusting what the babies want. And if my body is, I've heard of things like, you know, body shuts down and they get, I've forgotten the name of it, but where there's just severe complications where the organs start failing. Like, obviously, I'm not going to put myself at risk. I'm not silly. And my babies too, if they're in a not a great position and they're not okay, they're coming out of C-section. But I'd rather it be, you tell me those risks, I'm not going to then go, right, put me into hospital, induce me, see if I can do it naturally. I'm at that, like, in that mindset of like, I'm either doing it at home or I'm doing it as a C-section. Because at the end of the day, I hear so many traumatic things, and I've watched so many birth stories now. Like, this is literally what I do in my spare time. And, you know, they you know, mums do want that natural birth. They want that and I get it. I want that 100%. But what I don't want to do is put myself through an induction that forces labour on when your body's not ready, because that is, I don't know from experience, but I've witnessed and I've watched and I've read loads of books and I've watched podcasts on it about, and obviously done my research with the NHS and midwives and stuff like that, about, like, you know, they get induced and then the body's forced to go into labour. It's not producing the right hormones. Your body then goes into severe shock and it's being forced to do something it's not ready for. The trauma of that, no thank you. I can't even fathom me so induction for me is like a no-go. And I've said them, no matter what, I said, if you feel like you have to induce me because of severe things, you're booking me in for a C-section. I've just said it. And she's like, you know what, fair enough. Like, I'm literally all or nothing, because the number two on my list, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm causing my baby's trauma and me trauma, because I know the long-term effects. It has long-term effects on the baby's health, both babies' health, long-term, and have long-term effects on me. And I'm like, I don't want to put myself through that. So I just know, like, you know, most, they say, like, the statistics were like 90% of inductions end up in C-section anyways, after like 9 hours of like severe painful labour. Then they have to get a epidural anyways because of the precaution, and then it ends up in C-section. And it's like this resistance, and I know a lot of mums move through that. They must do, like, the resistance of really not wanting that C-section. And I get it, because I'm one of them mums. I'm like, I don't want a C-section. But it's like what you have to move through to get to that C-section, and that's what they end up doing anyways. It's like, you might as well just opt it. And I'd spoken to a few other mums that I know, you know, I've given birth recently, and they were like, planned C-sections are just the best. Like, they're so, you walk in, you know you're going to walk out, you're going to have that baby, it's all planned, there's no stress, there's no emergency, it's just that you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, right, I know there's complications, let's book that C-section, and then they're in. But it's that resistance into, I don't want that and I really want to make that happen. I get it. There's like this in-between traumatic, and I just know, for me personally, I know other mums have done it, but I know mums also that have done it that regretted it. And they've said to me, if I had the choice, I would have planned a C-section. or I would have not had the induction and just let my body do it naturally. So I'm definitely there. And I said, like, I'll leave it up to God, my body, my babies. Nearer the time, if everything is clear, and I said to her, please, like, and she said, oh, but after 38 weeks, we do induce, like, we don't normally like to go full term for twins. And I said, look, I know my body, and if it's, I know the risks. I'm responsible. I'm this is for me. Like, and I said to like them, I said, it's not their responsibility, it's my responsibility. And I have to deal with responsibility. With responsibility, you've got to deal with the consequences. And I get that. But I'm willing to do that, to trust my body, to trust the babies, to trust the process. If all looks well, and they say, we don't see any complications, but there is just a delay. The only thing would be that I'm over the 38 weeks or something. I'm going to push it. I just said to David, I said, I just won't. If everything's looking good, I'll keep scanning. I'll keep getting them to check me. If everything still looks good, I'm still going to wait for my body to go into labour naturally. I've said that. And she said, look, that is obviously, we don't recommend it again. She was saying it like that you don't have a choice, until I said about, well, I'm not. And then she was like, okay, well, like, good to know. I'll put the note on the system, but it's like they won't force you to do it. And that's what I know they won't. She said, look, we're not going to force you. And I said, well, look, I'm not. And if it goes to 40, 41, I get it. Like, I'm not. Okay, then I'll probably be like, C-section. I just know the induction is going to end up in a C-section anyway, so I'm not going to put myself through it. So I said again, if I get to 40 weeks and I'm uncomfortable and I don't feel good, I'm booking in that C-section. She's like, okay then. I think she thought, who is this woman? Like, probably no other mum at our hospital, twin mum, first time pregnancy, has ever had these types of conversations. So, and I'm like, why? Like, I hope that women do awaken to, their bodies, their rights, listening to their body, trusting in God, trusting in the process, surrendering at the same time, because that's exactly where I'm at. I'm at that surrender of, if all is well, I'm going this way. If all it does look complicated, I'm booking in that C-section. And I know then that I'm like, right, I'm happy with both decisions. I'm not in resistance to either. The in-between is a resistance. I feel that resistance in my body. It might not be in everyone's. And I get that some people want to have an epidural, some people want to have an induction with the epidural, and that's fine, because then you don't experience the pain. But for me, I didn't want the epidural unless it was for a C-section, an emergency C-section. But yeah, I'm just not going through that in between of induction. But if anyone agrees with that, and it makes you think, you know what, you're right. Like, if I can surrender to both options, why make it complicated in between? Especially if one of the babies breached or both babies are breached. I don't want to put myself through it. I don't want to put the babies through it, because I know how it can. It can cause a hip dislocation. It can cause a lot of things. If babies are breached, and I wouldn't want to put them through that, So I said to her, like, I'm happy with this. If you're happy, I said, if that's okay. And I said, like, I don't know if they'll allow me to have a twin birth at home if all is well. And she said she doesn't know until nearer the time. If they say we can't send anyone out, we're not doing it, then that's when I have to be like, right, backup plan. I'm going for the private independent. After 37 weeks, I'll book her in and do it privately, independently, as long as everything is in order. And that's where I'm at. And I told her that. She openly listened to me. She was like, no, I get it. And, I totally understand. I said about, like, all of the fear and all of that, like, scaremongering. I said, I just don't want that in my birth plan. Like, I'd rather it be that or this. And she said, you know what, I don't blame you. she actually was like, you know what, I don't blame you. That's a good idea. And I was like, thank you. So I felt very heard in that. And she was really lovely. So yeah, first obstetrician, I'm just going to call her that, because I think that's what it is and how you pronounce it. Went really well. Felt heard, felt seen, felt validated, knew my risks, was okay with my risk, was responsible for that risk, and I've accepted whatever happens. I said the rest is up to God and my body and my babies. And I just hope that if they want a home birth and they want the most zen birth that I know I'm capable of giving them, I know I am. My body knows that I'm capable of giving them an amazing experience of birth. If they want that, that's going to happen. if they don't want that and they're like, Mum, nah, I just want to come cesarean, they're going to come cesarean. So yeah, I've had surgery before. I've been knocked out and I've had cysts removed surgically, and you know, I'm not against all of that, but that's emergency, right? So I'm accepting of it, and I'm happy with that decision. I'm glad that she was discussing it that early on, and she said she'll see me after 20 weeks. So literally, is it 20 weeks or 19 weeks? Something like that. 15th of July, yeah, 20 weeks. 15th of July. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this month, because this month I don't need any scans. She said, no, you're done till 20 weeks. So I think I've got a midwife appointment on the 1st of July when I get back, literally a few days after I get back. My gender reveal, I'm getting my scan on the 1st as well, which I'm not finding out, my cousin is. And then I'm having the gender reveal on the 5th of July. So I'll know the sexes. And then the 15th of July is my 20-week scan. And obviously each scan, oh sorry, indigestion's still bad. Each scan, we're just monitoring and we're seeing if all is well. Oh, and another thing, she said, my bloods were so good. She goes, I actually haven't seen any numbers like this. So obviously, I think I told you guys that my bloods come back from the, my first appointment. And the hematographic, something, I don't know what it's called, but it's something to do with the iron, your blood, something like that. And she said, I've never seen levels like it. She said, they're really good. I was like, oh, thank you. And she's like, your iron's really good, no anemia, no risk of diabetes. She goes, all of that was just really good. And she said, obviously they keep monitoring it and making sure that's good. And if all that looks good towards pregnancy, that's what they're saying. They're like, right, that's all of that is a factor of the risk. So what my numbers were lowers my risk, which is great. So I'm like, okay, great. I'm obviously clearly doing something right. I'm not intentionally trying to eat iron, but my body seems to be getting it, which I'm thankful for, because I'm literally living off snacks. Look, snacks. I'm literally living off snacks. I'm eating small and often, because when I try and eat big meals, it does not go down well. I get such bad heartburn. But small and often, and I'm clearly getting enough. I'm not eating a lot of protein, but my body's clearly getting the right things. So I'm grateful for my body, grateful for my health. Urine came back fine. Yeah, and she was just really impressed. She said, I've never seen anyone's bloods that high. So I was like, I'm doing something right. So I'm proud of myself for looking after myself. I'm proud of myself for my body. I'm proud of myself for my emotional health. Feeling good. I obviously was feeling quite rough the other day. But this week I'm definitely feeling a lot, well, towards the end of this week, I've been feeling so much better in myself, more energy. So yeah, I'm just grateful, and we'll see what happens. That's all we can do, see how everything unfolds, and I'm happy with how everything's going so far. You can just be grateful of that, and I'm looking forward to seeing the twinnies when I'm back, or seeing them on the scan when I'm back from holiday. But yes, we are Friday now, so we leave Sunday. I'm just so grateful I get a week. I get a whole 3 weeks away in Spain and a week traveling through France. So grateful. So yeah, I'm glad I shared this with you guys. Hopefully it inspired you guys to also, for you mamas out there, to know you have a voice, ask questions, know your risks, do your research. You are responsible for this birth, right? And if you can make decisions that are best for you, baby, you and baby, do it. Like, don't let the system overrule you and think you don't have a choice, because you do. And I this is what we were saying on the way home. We both agreed that I don't think it's the system that's bad. It's because mums have had their power taken away, not because of the system, but I think the mums have just lost confidence in themselves, or like we've forgotten our innate ability to birth, and that in our heads, in our conditioning in society, it's like become this like medical process when it shouldn't be. It should be a natural process, and that could be. There's not one more thing on this earth that's more natural than birth. Like, it's all the time, and you can't control birth. I mean, I know they have tried to control birth, and sometimes, yes, oh my god, emergencies, they've saved babies' lives, they've saved mothers' lives, and I'm not dissing that system, because the system is great for medical emergencies, but because of the lack of responsibility from us women, has put more responsibility and pressure on the system that has made it more overriding precautionary. Do you know what I mean? And I really believe that. Like, I hear people, breaking away from the system, being like, it's all this, it's all the system, but it's not. And I can really feel into how mums just don't realise they have that voice, they have that intuition, they have that intelligence and wisdom. And I feel like we've forgotten as mothers, and it's actually our responsibility to do that inner work, to find that connection with your body, to just be responsible for your body and your health and your well-being, and not put it in other people's hands, because it isn't the system's responsibility, your birth, it's yours. And the worst thing is that you see people put their responsibility into the system's hands, and then when it goes wrong, they blame the system, and I'm like, that's not right either. I'm like, there's something distorted here, And I can't say this for everyone, I'm not speaking for everyone, but I'm saying, like, as a whole, how I'm seeing it from my perspective is like, it's not anyone's fault. It's not the system's fault. It's not just the mum's fault. It's the combination of what just is and what's happened over time, and how we've lost our connection to ourselves and our bodies and our babies and our wisdom. And I just think that how we change it is how we show up, as mums, to just show up, to do your research, to learn about birth, to know your risks, to know your complications, but to know the other side too, to know that, well, what happens if that happens? And I do go down that road, and I do that induction, and I go through all of that trauma. Like, how is that going to impact my baby? How is that going to impact my health? And what are the long-term effects of that? I think it's like that, taking our power back by really educating ourselves to really learn all avenues, so then we can make the empowered decision what's best for us. And at the same time of knowing what's best for us and our babies, to surrender to God's plan and be okay with that too. Because if you're in resistance to either, you can't be one way or another. Like, I know I'm one way or another, but you can't be resistant to one way or another. You've got to accept both scenarios. Then what's the trauma shouldn't be there, because you're not in resistance to something. You're just fully surrendered to it. If this is what I'm doing it. Not being in resistance to, no, I'm going to fight it. I want this so bad. Like, I need to do a natural birth. And you're fighting it, and you're causing more tension. You're causing more complications. You're causing more stress on your body that affects your babies and it affects you. So it's like doing that research, educating your body, learning self-regulating tools, learning things like, the art of surrender and trust, not control. Too many, we try and control every situation and every scenario, but you have to be able to be flexible with control, and I know what I want, and I know that I want this and I want that birth, but I'm not like forcing it to happen, because I know the risks, and I know that God can go, no, Lauren, that's not your plan, this is your plan. I'm like, okay, if that's my plan, I'm surrendered to it, like, do it, and I know I'm fully surrendered to it. And that feels, you can't even describe the feeling of just, you feel that contentment. I'm not worrying about it. I'm not fearing my birth. I'm not fearing it at all. I'm looking forward to seeing the outcome. Every milestone I hit, I'm like, okay, this is like, what's the news? Like, what's happening? But it's funny how I also am in tune with our body to know everything was fine. Like, even before my 12-week scan, I knew I was fine. I knew the babies were fine. I knew they were growing. I can feel it. I feel that connection to my body and myself, and I just know. My intuitiveness is really good. I know if something's wrong. I'll know if something's, off, or I know this in my partner. I know this in the boys. I know it in my dog if something's wrong. That intuition, but you have to listen, and that takes work, and that takes responsibility, So I hope that inspires someone today. It's a 24-minute video, but I'm going to probably post this on its own because it's quite long. But I hope that, it does inspire some of you guys to also, take that responsibility back and learn and educate yourself, prepare yourself, and at the same time surrender to what is, because I feel is the best pregnancy you can give yourself, your babies, stress-free, not worrying, understanding all the scenarios, surrender to the scenarios, and then be like, okay, can I do this? Can I do that? And my obstetrician said yes. She's like, yeah, if it's that complicated, we'll just book you in a C-section, and if all goes well, we'll try and make that home birth happen for you. But we don't know. I don't even know if they're going to allow me to do that, and I'm surrendered to that too, because I have no expectations of if they will allow me to, but I have a backup plan. So I'm happy with my plan. And I'm glad I've got it at, what am I, 13 and a half, nearly 14 weeks. I'm for 14 weeks in 2 days, yeah. Literally 14 weeks soon. So I'm glad I know the plan. I can relax and just let these babies grow in a healthy environment. But lots of love. We are officially en route. Got little Tino, his little car seat. So cute. We are en route to Folkestone for the shuttle. We made it. We're going. 22-hour drive. Let's go. Don't leave your pet at home. It's pretty bumpy today. You can see from this angle, my angle, I can't see anything under here anymore. And it's funny because I sometimes notice, I was saying to you guys before, twin 1 is up today. Twin 2 is a little, so she's actually probably up a bit. Sorry, I do say he, she, I don't know why. But this twin 1 is definitely popping. He's liking the sun. I'm not going to sunbathe too long though. I said I'm not going to get it too hot. I'm just having a little pre-tan. I've literally just got in it and it's just early morning. Then I'm covering up the bump in a bit and just not too much sun. This one is enjoying the weather. He loves the sun. Like it's breezy today, but this is our spot. Staying in the apartment. My dad's staying in here. It's not friendly. David's in the gym. And we're just sunbathing, aren't we, Gino? Enjoying the sun. Dancing. Very pregnant from the front, which is quite nice. But definitely when you turn to the side, you can see him around. Twinnies are growing nicely. It's like day 3 or 4 of the holiday, and we're going out for some Chinese. And this is my outfit.